I'm going to show you the first match between Serral and Special during the semifinals best of 5 at 2018 WCS Leipzig. Serral is on the left and Special is on the right. The tournament here is 2018 WCS Leipzig. Here's the bracket: Serral versus Special. They played here and as you can already see, Serral has been the victor. Zerg thrived over turn. Special was the last turn left in the semifinals versus a Zerg and 2 Protoses. However, it seems that the aliens prevailed over human race this time. In 2018 WCS Leipzig. It's a very important tournament in Starcraft 2 with a prize pool of $101,000. It's an offline tournament. The game version is Legacy of the Void, patch 4.1.4, and it has 3 group stages. This map pool right here of 7 maps. Here you can take a look at the prize pools, notable participants, the results of the third and very important group stage. Here you can see the brackets and how everything played out. At any point you can stop the video and read about these. Take a look. Furthermore, I'll show you more statistics. So these are the race statistics, region statistics, country statistics, and map statistics right here. You can take a look how your favorite race was played by the professionals in 2018 WCS Leipzig tournament. This tournament is part of a grander scheme of tournaments. It is incorporated into Starcraft World Championship Series, and the winner of 2018 WCS Leipzig moved on to play in Starcraft 2 World Championship Global Finals, where the champions of leagues, tournaments will be playing against each other for the best of the best offline player in 2018. Here you can see GSL leagues breakdown and dates, WCS Korea events, and WCS circuit events. Furthermore, 2018 WCS global events also. Here Katowice is one of the most important tournaments too, with a payout of 250,000. You can watch the castings on AndYouLeftTheGame YouTube channel. You can find the channel by typing in AndYouLeftTheGame in YouTube search bar. You'll come up with both of these channels or one of these. If for any reason you end up getting AndYouLeftTheGame without blank space, click on it and it will take you straight to the channel. If for any reason you ended up seeing only one channel and it's the one with the blank spaces, click on it, look to the right for featured channels and click on AndYouLeftTheGame. And it will take you to the main channel. Go to playlists and choose whatever match you want to see here. Furthermore, you can also take a look at the visual breakdown of 2018 total prizing over 2 million for Starcraft World Championship Series. So this is the visual breakdown for this championship series. Korea, GSL, 3 leagues, super tournaments, 2 for the Korean side, 4 circuits. So Leipzig, Austin, Valencia, Montreal, $100,000. Challenger, 4 challengers, $10,000 per circuit region. Global IEM Katowice, $250,000. GSL against the world all-star event. Quite a bit of choice there. And I just reloaded this because I saw not all the games have loaded. Don't want to confuse anybody. There are quite a few games for you to watch and quite a few casted games you'll find in the near future that are not currently uploaded but they will be uploaded. Now that we know about the tournament and how it is incorporated in the grand scheme of things, let's go to the players. The first player is Serral. He's from Finland and he plays Zerg. He made over $130,000 playing Starcraft 2. And here you can read more about him. You can stop the video and familiarize yourself with this player. You can further take a look at the achievements. And if you wish, you can Google these tournaments, learn more about them, and if you like StarCraft 2, you can go to these and take a look at it yourself live. Here's his pictures. You can find more interviews about them, and you can learn about him personally here. Now his opponent is Special. Special is a Terran player. He is, as mentioned before, the last Terran who's left to play in the semifinals. So if he loses, there's no hope for human race to prevail in 2018 WCS Leipzig. He had quite a few alternate IDs. These are Major, Bindi, Terran, Princess, Brittany, Kitty, Memory, Cute Angel, Non-G, Special, Shofu, Light, Ilova, I Love, Altaria, right here, Mr. Jamvad, Base, Delordists, Base, Delordists. He made over $197,000 playing video games, StarCraft 2. As you can see, his legacy goes back to 2011. Wouldn't be surprised he was one of the first to buy this game in 2010. Obviously, he's very known in history here. And furthermore, you can see that he has many achievements here. He has been winning many tournaments. Most of the time he was in the price range. And for example, 3rd, 4th place 2017 WCS Global Finals has given him $42,000. He was moving through teams quite a bit, so he's seen all kinds of teams. You can check out his matches here and interviews also by going to this website right here. And here's his picture. Now that we familiarize with the players, let's move on to Neon Violet Square map, and let's take a look at this game from Special's perspective. Let's see how Special played Terran Race here. It looks like first things first, he will start with hotkeying a few bases. Surprisingly, he wasn't hotkeying all of them instantly. It looks like he is moving his mouse around, wants to get that mouse pad a little bit warmer there. And he starts by walling himself off. It looks like it's going to be a barracks wall off, a factory, and we'll see if he goes for a cheese play or maybe a very quick expansion. Serral can play a very economy focused game, so if these two players do not engage each other very early on, they may as well drone up to 4 bases to 5 bases if they can, and start with the starting battles at something like 150, 100 for the supply. Terran has a few ways to play. There's for example a mech strategy, and there's a bio strategy that are separated. Obviously there are mixes of both. Bio strategy would consist of Marines Marauders supported by Medivacs, occasional tanks, and stim. Early aggression more normally begins with the Reaper. The Reaper can be learned how to play, and he's very fast. He can actually kill off quite a few enemy harvesters if left unchecked. He can be very dangerous against players who cannot catch it quickly enough or deal with it, because he would just continuously be harassing inside of your base. But it looks like this time Special decided not to send it into any base too quickly. He was probably waiting for the Zerglings. Now, as you can see, he has built up quite a few buildings here, and a proper cheese would have been truly devastating here, but it didn't arrive. Obviously, during the cheese, the Terran player would lift his command center, his second command center, would be walling himself off in the main, and would be using Hellions to kill off any links. However, I was talking about a different cheese. I was talking about a drop into his main base, which would simply very quickly devastate his lines if those Hellions are not present in the main base, which is exactly what's happening right now. Hellions for the Terran are extremely powerful unit at the beginning of the game. Hellions, 2 Hellions for example, can easily kill off massive numbers of troops, and it looks like this is going to be an absolute disaster for Serral. As you can see, the Hellion can kill off links with a relative ease. A massive batch of links can be killed off. A massive batch of drones can be killed off in a matter of seconds. 9 drones died just because a couple of Hellions launched an attack a few times. That's it. Consistent mule drops will give a massive advantage for the Terran. Terran also has an orbital command that allows him to scan on the map wherever he wants it, and this is only available for the Terran player. Everybody else out there have to have observers who can also die. So Terran with enough energy in his command centers will continuously know all the cloaked units around. It looks like these Hellions have managed to do additional damage. That drop there in the main base wasn't doing much, but the Zerg player relied on large number of queens. The Zerg has in total 6 queens right now, ready to fight. And Zerg also built additional 10 lings, while the Terran has lost most of its forces, left with 4 Hellions, 2 of which have transformed them to Hellbats. Hellbats are a little bit better fighters in standoff combat, but the Hellions can use their speed to make sure that even such a fast units as Lings would not be able to do any harm to them while they blast with their long-range attacks. As you can see, by 6 minutes 30, both of these players have droned up to impressive numbers here. And the Terran is moving out with those Hellions and will try to further do harassment efforts. Special has successfully hotkeyed 5 his barracks on the 5th hotkey, Factory in 6th, Star Part on 7th, his command center here on 8, which represents caps lock, another one on 9. 0 is representing a key close to the one in top left of your keyboard, and all the other keys are just fine. Those Marines will certainly be very effective used with Stim. However, the Zerg is going to use Banelings against a heavy Biomarine composition forces. This Liberator here wasn't able to do much damage whatsoever. And this drop has turned out to be a disaster for the Terran. However, he still has 23 Marines and continuously trying to deny expansions, continuously picking up his troops and making Zerg stay in position. The problem that comes with Zerg units, or Zerg race in general, is that Zerg can spread, not only creep very quickly, but hives too. So what happens here is that for every base a Terran or Protoss builds, Zerg will have +1 or +2 bases. In order to fight this, the Terran may do massive number of drops and consistently denying Zerg the ability to keep drone levels up, build new hatcheries, leave them unprotected. As you can see here, drops are all over the place. However, the Zerg consistently transitions into better and better units. If you haven't noticed, Serral, the Zerg player, has completely moved away from Roach play and transitioned into Hydralisk play. So he decided to go for Baneling, Hydralisk Queen approach, together with massive number of Zerglings, while the Terran relies on tanks, medivacs, and Marines. a few Hellions for the beginning of the game that would counter Zerg cheese and aggression. In any case, it looks like Special is going to focus on upgrades as well as additional resource production here. He built himself the radar. The radar will help to spot potential drops and enemy army movements southwest, and in this way Terran will leave out the bases in the southwest free. Now, as you can see here, these Marines supported by the medevacs don't have a hard time fighting the Zerg, and now what he did there, he created himself a tank line and he wants to bait Zerg army into that siege tank position. He's consistently fighting off creep, and obviously there's no better race to fight creep off than Terran. Unfortunately, it looks like Serral for Special is denying the ability to mine 4th base, which is very important for Serral, due to the fact that if for any reason the Terran player Special is not going to mine that base, he won't be able to make as much. Now here, as you can see, those Banelings, Hydralisk, Lings and those clouds on the tanks have simply devastated the entire army in a matter of seconds. So Vipers drop the clouds, in turn making tanks for a period of time ineffective whatsoever. Banelings with Zerglings without the tank support were able to close up on the Marines and kill all of them. Then the tanks were the easy prey for everybody else out there on the Zerg side. In any case, Terran has been rebuilding his force with the 7 barracks and 3 factories. He already has 9 tanks and is unfortunately for the Terran on the defensive. Obviously the Terran is designed to fight much better on the defensive using the liberation zones and the tank sieges. However, this is a professional Starcraft 2 play where the Zerg is going to use this opportunity to expand additional 2 bases, drone up himself additional 10 drones, and consistently deny Terran the ability to mine the 4th base. Terran is trying to move on with drops and is trying to keep up with supply ahead. However, Terran is unable to launch a good counterattack. It looks like one of these command centers is going to be brought towards the 5th base, which extends Terran's life. However, it's unclear just how many bases Zerg has. Now, it looks like the Terran will try to bait Zerg into those into the tank hellfire, but guess what? The Zerg in the north has massive link movements there, and in the south there's a proper Zerg army. This is really awesome game. I enjoy it so much. There's so much happening here, and for as long as the Terran is mining, he may try to get rid of that creep and push forward. Obviously, finally the snipers or ghosts will be in effect here. However, if they won't be deployed in time, nobody's going to save the Terran. Look at that, that's just a complete massacre. Those Vipers once again drop the clouds on the tanks. The Terran, without the ability to protect against the Vipers, is losing his tanks nearly instantly. The ghosts have a special sniping shot that is going to hit such units as Ultralisks and Vipers and kill them with 1 or 2 shots. 1, 2, 3 shots. Probably a Viper would die with a shot or 2. A Ultralisk would have to wait a little bit longer. However, that wasn't the case so far, and 2 engagements already. The Zerg player has completely eradicated Terran's forts here. The drops were a complete disaster, weren't giving any kind of benefit, just losing troops. It looks like 2 bases for the Terran have been completely mined out, and the radar is already showing us that an extremely powerful army is incoming. Wow, that is everything the Zerg has, I guess. The tanks can't stop it, there's only 4 tanks here. And now the Zerg has successfully retreated. Zerg has 188. Oh wow, look at those bailing attacks on the mineral lines. It looks like the 5th base was barely protected, only with the cannon on the fortress. His 3rd base that's still mining doesn't really give that many resources, and it looks like with the 5th base denied by Serral, the Terran player is not taking nearly enough money as the Zerg is, and as you can see in this panel, Terran is making more than 50% less than the Zerg is, and the Zerg is consistently attacking the Terran. All those drops are proving to be a disaster. Terran is expanding in his northern base with a few minerals there. However, his mineral intake is dropping consistently, and there just isn't enough tanks to stop this advance. Besides, those banelings here, even if they're clumped up behind the Hydralisks, they are going to kill all of those marines, and at this point, without an army that's currently reduced to just like 70, has been too much for the special to take, and he decides to GG out without an ability to mine. So this base has been denied. This base would certainly not be making as much money, and the gold base was almost mined out. The main was mined out. The second was, let's say, almost completely mined out, so the income was so small at the very end. The Terran player wasn't able to build that many units, and obviously was forced to GG out. As you can see here, many SUVs were brought from all over, and they were not taking nearly as much income as the Terran needed to prevail. In any case, very beautifully, the tanks were countered with the clouds from Vipers, and then without the tank support, the Marines, Marauders with medevacs had no protection against the massive numbers of banelings, Zerglings and Hydralisks, due to the fact Serral continuously managed to wipe out special armies one time after another. In any case, Neon Violet Square, Serral has gained his first victory, 1-0 for the Serral. Next match is on Blackwater LE.